Okay, so I'm going to explain to you guys the second row of that choice board there, which are your writing tasks. So Mr. Davis did a whole video about reading. I'll do this one about the writing tasks, and then there's two videos explaining the creativity tasks, the acrostic poem there in the first box of the creativity and the pun poster in the second box. If you have questions about the third box, you can email any of your teachers or Mrs. Gear, and she can help you out with any of those questions. But we're going to talk about the writing tasks here now. So again, so you guys can tell, we have them here boxed out for you in the modified, kind of middle of the range, and then our challenge options. So our modified one here, it says write a letter to your ELA teacher to let them know how you've been since March 17th, which is the day we were quarantined, essentially. So explain to them how you and your family are dealing with remote learning, social distancing, and COVID-19. We look forward to reading your letter, so you need to make sure that you address it. Dear Mr. Davis, dear Mrs. Glore, dear Mr. Rhodes, dear Mrs. Gear, dear Mrs. Stamper, okay? And then make sure you're following letter format. I know you guys know what that is. And make this a minimum of a paragraph. Try to fill a whole page of, type up a whole page on Google Classroom or on Google Docs, or write out a whole paper or a whole page on a piece of notebook paper. We will read them, and we really genuinely want to know how you guys are doing. I know you guys have done, I know some different teachers, myself included, have done various check-ins with you just to kind of see how you're doing. But this is kind of your chance to do a bigger explanation if there is that, or if you just want to tell us about your family in general, or a funny story, or whatever. So that's the first one. Second one is to complete a 10-minute free write/journal entry on any topic. So those of you in my class, this is kind of like our normal free writes that we would do with our journals that I've been very bad about doing weekly. So as always, you can write about whatever it is you want. You can write a poem about the color of your bedspread. You can tell me, you can go sit outside and tell me how boring it is to watch a blade of grass grow. You can write for 10 minutes on how much you miss your English teacher, or on how annoying your Red House science teacher is. Sorry, Mrs. Andrews, love you. Or you can tell me why you think the Vikings will not win any Super Bowl ever, if you really think that's ever a possibility. It's not. So if you don't have anything to write about, you guys know, normally I give you guys prompts. There is a link there in the choice board that has some different prompts and some different ideas that your teachers, Mrs. Stamper and I, who do this regularly, that we pull from. So you can pull from there. And I mean, anything like create an invention for the future, or different things like that. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Questions like that. So you can create a document through Google Classroom. You guys know how to do that. If you go into the assignment on your teacher's Google Classroom and you click add or create there on the side that has your name, you can create a document and put it right in there. Or you can write it out on notebook paper and take a picture and send it to your teacher. So you've got the letter, that's an option. You've got that free write. The more challenging option that we did, it's still a free write, but we kind of gave you guys some more philosophical type questions, some kind of those like big questions that there's really not necessarily a right or wrong answer to. Just kind of see what you guys are thinking, those like philosophy type questions. So there is a link there that has prompts to those, but one that we really kind of want you to focus on, and maybe is something that you can focus on here, is what is the best way for people to attain happiness? Some people say money can or cannot buy happiness. So maybe for you, happiness means having money like the Kardashians. Maybe for some people, happiness is love or whatever. So think about what it is that would make you happy, and or what are some ways to attain happiness. Again, if you have some other, if you don't like that one, you don't know how to kind of handle how to approach that one, but you still like these kind of questions, you can click on that link, and there's some things like here. Um, is is there a meaning to life? Literally the third question. Uh, Basically, what is the meaning of life? Is the meaning of life the same for animals as it is for humans? Is your dog Fufu at home? Is her meaning of life the same as ours as a human, as an eighth grader? Okay. What does it mean to live a good life? Why do we dream? Those kind of just kind of big questions there. Um, so those are your options. Okay. Recapping, write a letter to your ELA teacher. We would love to hear from you, how you guys are dealing with everything. A just general 10-minute free write about whatever topic you want, whatever it is you want to write about, or some other of those ideas there on that link. And then the more challenging option, you can do a free write, but more on one of those big philosophical questions. All right. As always, email us with any questions that you have. Again, if you are looking at this choice board and you want to do the video recording of a children's story and you're not kind of sure how to approach that, you can email myself. If you have me, email your English teacher, or you can email Mrs. Gear. Those are kind of our options there. Again, we love you. We miss you. I hope you guys stay up with your work. Okay, we'll be checking in with you.